delay action. Another Korea mission. About the same time as Task Force Smith was headed for Osan, two battalions of the US 34th Infantry were headed north toward the city of Taejon. One battalion established a blocking position near the town of Pyongtaek. Expecting a small probe from North Koreans, the men of Company A were confident that they could repel any assault. Earlier in the day, the Americans heard sounds of battle just northwest of their position. Unknown to them, it was the destruction of Task Force Smith. Soon North Korean troops and tanks began assaulting their line of defense. So defense action this time. Yeah, I don't really want to play a repeat of the previous mission. So they probably have T-34s. We have some troops in the defense position. Looks pretty similar. Nothing there. Probably HQ here. An engineering squad. What the hell do our men even have as equipment? Submachine guns, grenades, flamethrowers, satchels, charges. So World War II crap, basically. We can attack on the adjacent hexes, and that's it. This is the last ditch effort to block them. I think we've probably moved them out of here, because if the fight gets here, we've already lost. Bazooka teams. Do we have recoilless machine guns? Recoilless rifle squad. So it's pretty much the previous mission, but in reverse. Visibility is 76, so excellent. They have certainly enough time to get this done. And the bridge would have been a great blocking point, but I think they're more or less already over it. This is more of a question: at what point do we want to start shooting at them? We do not want to fire at long distance, they'll just work against us. At the same time, this is swamp. So, I mean, real swamp. You can't, there's a good chance the tanks will get stuck there. There's a pathway up north, but then there's mostly the road, unless they come through this southern edge, which is unlikely. So I think it's a risky thing, but we should try to create a block here, because they're gonna have a tough time going all around it. If we wait for them to come all the way here, they can spread around all over the place. That means someone's basically going to have to do a suicide job. It has to be the rifle squad, more or less. How many smoke does he have? 7. Didn't really notice that smoke before. Still, it wouldn't have made a difference, really. Not really. Right. Bazooka range is 6. 4 shots. Definitely for, well, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's if they come here. I don't know how we should react to this. I think the B squad especially is not good. Well, no, it's really the squad here that serves no purpose. But you might still be able to sort of salvage something if you stay here. I don't particularly give a shit about that though. Engineers would be very useful if it gets to close quarter fighting with the satchel charges and flamethrowers and the like. I'm not sure about bazooka teams. It's not like they're in terrible position here. It's more of a I feel like we should try to focus more of our firepower into a single point. We're spread all over the place. Unless they basically just drive right on top of us, we're never gonna get good chances to use these troops. And that's more or less the problem. Range of 6. We can shoot somewhere around here. It won't be enough. At the same time, either move up or down. Don't stay here in the middle. I'll move the C group a little bit south too. Right. Okay, what we need to do is check the ranges. I'm gonna do it this squad at a time. Be all. Uh, Based on experience from the previous mission, they basically are not going to be able to spot us all of these. So we should try to at least take advantage of that. I don't necessarily want to just fire on the adjacent hex, but I don't want unnecessary reactions unless we're spotted, so I'm limiting the reaction ranges to 1. We can manually start firing at them if we want to. Do we have... Yes, we do. So, more smoke probably wouldn't hurt. Once the things start to sort of ease up a little bit, then we can fire something else. I think the first fire mission needs to be smoke. We want to make this really, really bad for them. So I want all the smoke fired now. I don't think so. We'll fire the rest on the follow-up turn. Yeah, they're coming from center and north. Forgot about the north, as in the smoke. Do we want smoke here? How much smoke do we want? Yeah, I think we want smoke. This is going to be very inaccurate. Doesn't matter. I think there's a good chance we've been spotted already because we're running on the road. Still, doesn't matter. Won't take that many turns for them to reach us. There's gonna be smoke shots hitting here soon, so I don't know how do we have to move more. Just get into position. Here there might be some sense in actually shooting a little bit of smoke, but let's see. I'm now thinking we might need the rifle squads up north. Shit. Doesn't matter, we're in a sort of a bad spot because we've already abandoned position. We can see a lot of enemies. So there's a good chance they can start firing on us. Unless we do something. Uh, Also don't want to really separate the squads from the lead squad. Okay, this could be bad. Still almost nothing coming south that I can see, so these guys aren't going to be able to do much. And the smoke never arrived, did it? At least the infantry is coming separate. You're standing right in the middle of the road, and there's no smoke. For fuck's sakes, just let me see where the artillery is landing. This smoke should land now, but it's still uncertain if it's actually going to give cover to our point man here. Oh, I think we should try to move away from the road at least. Maybe even all the way up there. Because this way we'll have two groups try to assault the same thing. Ah, I still don't want to fire. Yeah, they just drove right past us and no one did shit. And the smoke also is not just landing at all. Actually, I think it probably did land at some point. It just doesn't show it, which is ridiculous. The main group of enemies is coming from the north. I sort of gave more reliant more on the artillery than was probably sensible. It'll take 2 turns to arrive. That's a long ass time. We can move it a little bit. It'll delay the fire though. I think that's still probably a sensible thing to do. Do I want the smoke? Um, I'm not sure I do. The problem with the smoke is that there's not all that many tanks coming from here. There's mostly soldiers. So that would actually work better if we would fire something else. I can't stop that enough. Okay, that didn't go particularly well, but still. Surely the guy right next to it can hit more accurately. Shit. Right. So we couldn't do shit. Yeah, why the fuck are you so inaccurate? There we go. Need to do something about that tank too. But that's a bigger problem. There's really no one who can reliably do anything to him. Crap. I can probably start some suppression fire on the North Koreans. I think I have to. Machine guns don't really have any other purpose besides suppression. They're not gonna get good kills at these distances. So pinning the enemy down is the best we can really hope for. Right, we could try some kind of assault on that guy, but we'd have to abandon our positions to do it. Better to get rid of the crew, I think. We do have, no, we don't have any heavy weaponry, so killing a tank would be a tall order. We could suppress it, maybe. We know that the tanks can't do all that much. So we get them pinned down or buttoned up at least. That could be enough of a difference between them being able to destroy our units versus us being able to destroy them. Is that it? I think we're gonna need more infantry up north. Almost, oh, some infantry coming that south. And they're still a bit too far. Got some good kills on us, but only one, and I don't think they can shoot more. Right? I have to say my own artillery has been a huge disappointment. Okay, probably should start shooting them. Retreating, excellent. Retreating doesn't mean much though. We have machine guns. And we'll let them get a little bit closer before using the rifle squads. Effective range is 12, so somewhere around here this will start to be effective. Now this could already be used. Anything else? Not really. My biggest wonder is that why aren't... I think these might have retreated once, or moved back at the very least. Yeah, you're gonna have to maintain this smoke on your own then. I don't think it really matters what we shoot as long as it's one of the infantry squads. So they're still at the very edges of my range, so they're not good targets to shoot at. I could shoot him. There's no way in hell I'm gonna hit him though. So either shoot at the tank or try to shoot at... Yeah, it has to be the tank. Even if it reacts fire, it will still be a good target to shoot at. Buttoned up. Visibility is shit now. How many... I have 3 shots, anti-tank shots that I can do. It's buttoned up only. There's not much I can do. This guy is pretty much our only hope. I need a hit on the tank of some sort, otherwise we can't do much. Yeah. If I charge in there, it's gonna destroy us. But at the same time, if I don't, it's gonna destroy us anyway. No one's within range to do much about it. Suppose you're the exception though. It's worth a try. And we got killed. I used to have these rifle squads, and they're not this accurate really, except when the enemy uses them. Yeah, this did not go well for us. Still, I think charging with the bazooka team is worthwhile, because it's not going to do anything against the infantry, so it's going to get slaughtered anyway. This way, it might have a chance. He's been firing quite a bit, so I'm not sure if he has reaction fire left. Well, at least we hit. 2 sight-hole hits and nothing. And it's not even retreating, it's just bottomed up. Yeah, we got unlucky there. Also think we probably should start firing on them. Especially the rifle accuracy seems to be very good with these guys, so just waiting around doesn't make all that much sense. Yeah, the rifle squads are surprisingly accurate. Like, I haven't really seen them miss, like, at all. Even at dogging targets, they can just reliably do kills. Ooh, that's bad. That is bad. And they're going around us. Right, we should have pushed it to this. That's where the tanks are coming through. Trying to pull back was not a good idea. Okay, let's go through the entire mess this time. Do we have artillery coming somewhere? It's actually landing in a fairly good spot. No need to change anything. Can't see anyone. Yeah, this is gonna be bad, but someone's gonna have to shoot. 9 men killed. Survivors dispersed. 9 men killed. Survivors dispersed. So this is gonna be a huge setback for their infantry assault team. A couple of squads just wiped out in a second. That's sort of what I feared in the first scenario I played. Once things start to go bad for you, they can snowball very, very quickly. Where's the other tank? Retreat. Yeah, I think it's retreating. So the shooting wasn't totally worthless. I don't like the fact that our bazooka team is gonna be taking all these infantry squads. Yeah, we probably would be better served retreating. We have one anti-tank shot left anyway. This one has 0. They have high explosives though, so that could work against infantry somewhat. I have no idea. The question is what to do with these guys. They're right in the open, and if we move a little bit, the northern group is gonna shoot at us. We're well protected from the south, so we should try to more or less block their access from this little bottleneck. Just not sure what's the best way to start our action. I'd like the infantry to come a little bit closer, but I'm not sure if I have the luxury of waiting. Waiting has led us to just lose our own squads without being able to do much. So if we could at least pin them down, so we can just... they're retreating. Good enough for now. We'll definitely do something with these, but I don't want to act on them with them now. Not until the other ones have had their turn. Yeah, definitely need to start shooting. This guy's a little bit too far. Okay. Retreating. I'm to shoot at targets that are below 10 hexes and barely reliably hit them. Okay, not bad. What exactly is this recoil is good for? This definitely looks like an anti-tank weapon to me. But it has 20 high explosive shots too, and a M2 carbine. So it should be usable against the infantry too. And there aren't any tanks coming here, so I think we basically either start firing with it soon, or we're never gonna get to do anything with it. What's the accuracy on these? It's fairly pathetic, but I'm not sure what the accuracy actually represents in this case. Might be worthwhile try to get one of the ready groups to be pinned. Also test what exactly can we do with this. It's fairly accurate, so I guess it's more of a gun. It's usable suppression weapon, even with no tanks. The one bazooka team that will never see action. It gets closer to the road. I suppose it's a good spotter though. This is the reason we see that there's nothing coming through there. Right. Another suppression fire group. I'm shooting at these because there's a good chance to actually do casualties on them. And it seems like the 10 hex rule of thumb is fairly good in this case. Once you go beyond that, your accuracy just plummets anyway. What the hell can you even see? Yeah, suppression fire at least. Probably is worthless, but it might actually button it up. It didn't. Terrible luck with the machine guns. I mean, I'm having trouble even pinning down anyone, let alone getting kills. There we go. It's not much, but it'll probably cause them to think twice. It'll give time for the people in the infantry group down south to do something. Right. I also can't really see what's coming up here, so this could be really bad. Someone is going to have to just start shooting, I think. We also need to see who can actually try to attack it. I don't want to start shooting with the command group. I'm not sure if I have much of a choice here. I need it buttoned up at the very least, so it's approachable. Retreat. Right, it still very likely reacts to units coming close to it, so it's by no means secure. Okay, go see what's actually infantry. I can see it. Can't shoot at it though. Don't have the range. Range of 4. This is bad. A rifle squad has to do something about that. Otherwise we're boned. Yeah, the bottleneck has to be blocked. It might not be all that easy to actually achieve, but it has to be done. Also, if I could get some extra suppression on that, that'd be great. Yeah, let's move a little bit closer. It's not without its risks. Okay. We have maybe 2 squads that could attack it. And it has to be attacked though. We can't just sit here and shoot it a little bit. The rifle squads don't really have the weaponry to take it down though. Do anything about the infantry? Yeah, probably should. They're getting uncomfortably close. Basically, if we attack the tank, yeah, we're right there in the open they're within good firing range of them. So yeah, either we get some kind of suppression going or we're boned. I think we're more or less boned. I need to try to suppress the tank as much as possible. Hopefully it'll pull back this turn. The engineers are the only ones who to reliably take down the tank. And we didn't hit a tank. Yeah, I need an engineering squad there quick. Not bazooka team exactly wouldn't exactly be a horrible idea either. I mean, we have multiple bazooka teams, at least 4 even after if I put a couple in there. Okay, let's see what happens. Artillery should rain. Not much, but that suppression effect would be very significant. Ooh, that's bad. So it worked both ways this time. Yeah, but their infantry is in a full retreat. So the pressure in the northern front basically disappeared for a while. The question is, what are we gonna do here? I think we're in a fairly good position. Without the armor, they can try to suppress us a little bit, but they can't really do all that much against us. And once their unit strength drops below half, then it's a catastrophe for them. So I'm not too worried about what's happening here. They still have enough infantry for us to challenge us here. There's no doubt about that, though. And get a single shot, and then we're both. Something below 10 hexes, please. I don't really have such good targets. Much better at this suppression thing than I am. Right, pin, ready. Okay, pin. There's only one group, 2 groups ready. Hmm. Right, we're gonna have to do something about the machine guns. But then being pinned is not good enough. Retreating, excellent. Is that more or less it? Yeah, they had one group still ready to function, and it's routed. Last group pinned. If I can get it to retreat, we're more or less safe here. And they have a ready group, but it's definitely within firing range. Right, the squad here might be in a little bit of trouble, but we have backup squads. We have recoilless teams that haven't really fired either. We'll be fine. Machine gun here can't do anything no matter what, because it's badly positioned. Still, you never know where the enemy is going to come from, so you have to cover those. Yeah, I think we're fine. It's under control. It's not going particularly well, just under control. They're retreating into the swamp. They are also moving right on top of us. You can probably see it. Yeah. You're retreating, so you can't do shit. Now you're ready for action. Ooh, they got us fairly well here. Still, we have quite a few teams that are ready for action. There's also be bazooka teams somewhere here. We can't maneuver right now, though. That's the big problem. If I go here, the infantry can potentially shoot at me. Thing about that though is if we don't go there, we're gonna be super boned. Right. The big problem is that one. We need to block its line of sight on us. Otherwise they can just fire there a couple of times and we can't do much. I think our overall position is fairly nice. We have extra infantry squads to come and save our ass when things go bad. We can do a little bit of suppression fire. It's not going to do much. More or less it's going to attract the tank's attention, but we'll actually take that. These units are not serving any kind of useful purpose really, so they can get their attention, button them up. Do something so they can't attack more important units. I couldn't even get 3 machine guns couldn't get the tank to button up. They never got a hit on it. Do you even have armor piercing ammo? 1. Yeah, good luck with that. Don't think we can do all that much really. Have to see where our bombardment is coming. And it's landing more or less where we want it. So. Yeah, they're gonna destroy a recoilless team, but recoilless doesn't really have a good target here anyway. So it's a good way to get their infantry to waste their attacks and reveal themselves in planes. Still, they have much more infantry than I initially thought. So the 3 infantry squads we have opposing them might not have to deal. Mobilized. The tank is basically going to be abandoned. It got hit by a flamethrower. All of their tanks are coming from the north. That's not something I foresaw. I'm still gonna maintain the bombardment here. Where am I? The alternative would be to shift it down south where there's a lot of infantry coming, but I just don't see the south group being all that important. We're going to have to deal with a lot of tanks here anyway. So if we can basically keep the infantry from getting mixed in on top of that, that would be great. What can you see? Retreating infantry. Yeah, I'm not gonna reveal myself to the tanks because of that. You're the one with the single shot left. We might as well shoot. The chance of getting a hit is pretty much non-existent. The problem is we're gonna die anyway if we don't do something, and someone's gonna have to start getting their attention. Alternative would be to basically just fail. Yeah, there are multiple tanks that are in ready condition. We could also charge. That might actually be a better idea. It's a more risky, but at the same time, we don't have that many shots left. Right, he has 0. So, chances of us being able to do all that much is pretty low anyway. And more infantry. Well, shit. Not much we can do. That's the main problem. If I shoot at the tank, it might be pinned up a little bit. But that's it. And I'm gonna waste all my shots. On the other hand, we are on a delaying mission or defend mission, so we are buying time. Don't have to kill everything. There's no point having all these bazooka teams here. There's nothing to shoot. What exactly can you even see? Yeah, things on the southern front. Problem I have here is I don't know if I should move to the north or not. Because going to be much more easy to spot if I move. At the same time, the current troops there are in no position to take on the tanks that are coming in. So, I guess I'm moving. We absolutely have to make sure that the infantry can't take... North Korean infantry can't shoot at these guys though. Ready, ready, ready. There's another group here. Right. What can you see? You can see all the infantry. This is bad. This is very bad. I'm going to have to block the infantry, otherwise we're gonna die. Because if there's so many squads pointing their guns at us, so if I fire, we're gonna die anyway. Even if no matter how good of a shot I get on the target infantry, there's gonna be 3 other groups that can basically finish me. How many ammunition do we have? Flamethrower 4, satchel charge 4, so we're not gonna run out of ammo. Wait. And the loss of a tank isn't something that's totally trivial, they're gonna feel it. I also sent more... No, I'm going to keep the engineering squads here for now. But it might be a good idea to start pulling back some of them. We'll see, we'll see. Still nothing really in firing range. What exactly can you see? Yeah, there. Once they get here, he can start shooting. So he's not in a bad position. Not really. Oh shit. Okay. At least they're retreating. There's no way in hell this bazooka team is ever going to be useful. I'm sort of thinking the same. These move north. Leave a single bazooka team here to try to do something. They have a couple of groups that are very close, a little bit too close for comfort. And they're just pinned, so they can easily get the suppression zone. Ah, I'm thinking they're gonna get their rifle squads in check soon, but we also have ready squads coming our way. Better to shoot at infantry, I think, at this point. They're gonna be a big problem for the infantry block we have there anyway. Gotta do something. If they get their courage up and come back our way, we're in trouble. Same time, I have to do something about the tanks. If I could destroy at just one of them, that would be a huge blessing for us. But I just, with the troops we have here, just don't see how that happens. They're still in ready condition, so if I try anything, they're just gonna react and blow me away. Well, they're probably gonna run us over, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, now again the infantry is the problem. Dealing with the tanks alone is risky, but if we can overwhelm them, we can always do it. They can react 3 to 4 times in a turn if they haven't done too much, so it's a limited amount of things they can do. But if the infantry is there to shoot at us, it's not gonna happen. Hopefully the landing artillery here is gonna cause their morale to fail. Also, there's only 7 turns left really. Although the length of the scenario isn't always set in stone, so it can vary a little bit. Point is, if they can't get in some kind of decent gains in a few turns, they're probably unable to do it at all. Okay, can you shoot at something? Anything? Anything that isn't 28 hexes away. 20, 50. Okay, that's reasonable. It's not gonna do heals, but it can do suppression fire. Why the fuck can't you shoot at it? For reasons, apparently. Okay, got a kill. Anything else? We'll probably get a single shot out of this group. Pinned, or retreating. Gotta shoot at something. Take pinned. Come on. There we go. Survivors disperse. That's the real deal we need. Few survivors dispersing, and that can shift the entire. I suppose the entire tide of how the battle is going. Instead of being a way where they have to suppress a little bit of get rid of a little bit of suppression every turn, they'll have to fight a massive amount of it every turn to be able to function at all. So if we get to that point, we won. Right. We are already in a point where we basically can suppress them enough that they'll withdraw most of their troops every turn. So they can't effectively push forward. Survivors disperse. So we're in a very good position already. And our frontline guys are able to function again. What a shame. There are two groups that are in way too good of a condition. They need more casualties. I'll probably do against that group. Right. We can get this one to get more casualties. I think we're more or less set as far as the units that we can see are concerned. Right. Southern front, I'd say, is under control. Center has some pressure coming in, but I don't see them coming through. North, we are losing. There's at least a platoon of tanks that more or less got through. And they're crushing the infantry there. Right. Still, the thing is, they haven't actually gone for the flags, which is surprising. So what the hell am I gonna do with these guys? Just wait here, I guess. Yeah, I can easily fire. Oh, fuck, they're ready. Gotta fire at the infantry. We're gonna get some return fire, but I'm going to just have to deal with it somehow. If I don't, they're basically at the edge of getting within the sweet spot on our infantry. So either we turn them back now, or this might collapse entirely. If the center collapses, then we might be able to keep the south, but we're still gonna be boned. We're gonna lose more than half the flags. If we maintain the center too, we can probably get a marginal victory out of this, if nothing else. At least 2 bazooka teams coming up. They're also, well, they're not actually moving all that fast. I noticed that earlier. If you could get to, yeah, keep going north. I want to go to the flags. There's nothing protecting us here either. So if they go past us and try to go for the flags, there's really nothing I can do to prevent them. So maybe reposition some guys to block that option. At the same time, if we can destroy one of them here, that'll more or less cruise over them pretty much entirely. Do I have smoke? No. Shit. This is not a bad place to be. They move forward, I'm within striking distance, and there's no infantry in sight. So even if they see me, they can't really do anything about it. And we do have engineering squads close by, so we can block them here. Do I have engineering squads nearby? There's too many ready squads coming our way, and I can't shoot at any of them. Yep, too close, too close. Okay, decent exchange of fire, but we risked our command unit to do it, which is not a smart move to do. Let's risk another. Because if we can get a enemy squad or two to break off the attack, it's a huge weight off my neck. But we couldn't. And we can't move forward or we're gonna be slaughtered. This is amazing. We're not exactly in a horrible position, it's just not in a good position either. Anyone who moves at this point is gonna be boned. There's a couple of squads are gonna just slaughter them, so not exactly in a great position to do anything. This can still go either way, but the next couple of turns will determine which way it'll go. Yeah, they saw us first. Shit. Two command squads are gonna get annihilated. That's the main problem here. Ooh, and they're annihilated is the correct word too. But I don't understand why my infantry doesn't use smoke when they retreat. They have the smoke, so why not just use it? Ooh, the squad is dead. Yeah, no one fired at all. That's the best goddamn part. They had reaction fire shots left. Tanks rolled right all over two bazooka teams and no one fired a shot. I definitely should not rely on those. Okay, there's a couple of ready groups. But I think we can basically end the fight here entirely. I mean, they use smokes when they retreat. I'm hoping our little gains in these fronts will basically soften the North Korean backbone enough that we can at least hold them in the north. But there's no real action here anymore. I could fire after them a little bit, keep them running, but that's more or less everything I can do here. We have a lot of armor-piercing ammunition, so we could reposition ourselves a little bit. We might be able to contribute somewhere else. What's the range of this plastic thing anyway? About 50, so that's quite nice. We can at least harass a tank. Unlikely to hit, but it's something that they'll have to think about at least. And of course, all the enemy groups are in shadow, so I can't do anything about them. Right. They're gonna be coming toward these flags next. Also, they're not really moving. Yep, go into the trenches, my boy. I also have to keep in mind that we are not reacting to shit with these groups. They just can't do it. So there can't be a huge emphasis on that. Also, focus on shooting something you can actually kill. Too late for suppression. Okay, this is actually in great shape, but it doesn't really have bazooka ammo anymore. Still, might as well take the 2 shots we can take. Yeah, they're definitely driving north, they have to. And did not hit at all. What exactly do you see? Okay, there could be a wave of infantry coming through and I can't see them. Still, I'm somewhat positive with what we can do right now. There's 2 tanks that are a problem, I can't do much about them. But at the same time, the 2 tanks are the only real problem I have on my hands. Currently, I don't want to make a move. That tank hasn't moved at all. It's in a very good position to react to everything. And it's basically the leader squads that are running away, and I can't rally them. This is shit. Because this smoke could disappear at any moment, and if it does, we're gonna be destroyed here. At the same time, if I move, I'm gonna be destroyed just the same. We have another leader squad here. A single squad I don't think is sufficient anymore. Can't move forward or I'm gonna be killed. Don't want to stay on the road because I might be killed. So let's hope this works. Takes us from the tank and gives us enough cover that we'll be okay. I still think the artillery... Oh, no. Artillery should more or less maintain where it is. It's basically making sure there's no sudden surprises on the northern front as far as the infantry is concerned. They'll have to go through an area where we're bombarding heavily, well, as heavily as we can. Oh shit. No reaction fire. North Korean squad next to us. Yeah, we're gonna get slaughtered. There's still multiple tanks coming in, more than I can see, probably around 4 at least. Ooh, right. Bombardment coming. Yeah, moving tanks. Okay, we're gonna focus the bombardment here then. The bombardment isn't gonna do shit against tanks. It's not that kind of a bombardment, so it's anti-infantry. And fresh infantry squads coming at the south. Still, not really seeing anything particularly impressive. I think it's also getting casualties, not actually a fresh squad at all. So you should be able to handle it. No, it was fresh squad. No casualties earlier. Where the hell does it come from? How many does it have as friends? Okay, can you see any tanks? 24 hex, not bad. Might not hit, but at least we can give it something to think about. And we're not exactly gonna get good shots at anything, so I'll have to take the long distance ones and hope for a lucky shot or two. Again, we don't have to destroy it. Immobilization or getting it to retreat would be just as good, really. Well, not quite, but it would do the job. I think one recoilless got destroyed. Any infantry I can see? No. Well, yes. Ready to move. Please go away. Disperse. Excellent. More of that dispersing, please. Disperse. Excellent. Um, Retaking flags. Wonder how he's gonna react to this. I don't want to rush in. We do have anti-tank capabilities now in this area. Very limited though, but we do have it. We also have the ability to suppress them quite nicely. So it's more of a question, where do we want to spring them on him? I want to suppress, or I probably should suppress. It's not gonna achieve much. I don't know how good their morale really is. It hasn't really been tested. Yeah, it's retreating after a couple of shots. They can probably cancel that. On the other hand, we could try to pressure the other tank at the same time. I can do it. Might be able to attack its rear too. It's worth a shot. I think we shouldn't underestimate how much crap we can really throw their way. Is it worth going next to it? We could assault it, but that might be terrible for us. It's a bazooka that can actually do something. These have machine guns and I think a grenade. More or less try to button the bastard up. Retreating! I don't think I still want to move this one. I'd like to move right next to the target, because we only have 4 shots of armor piercing and there's a good chance it won't penetrate anyway. So Same with this guy. They managed to get closer and attack. We're in position to take them down. They're also, we could potentially go right next to it, but they have infantry squads still fully operational here. It's a bit risky. At least someone else has to go in there and start shooting at their infantry. I think I'm gonna start doing that now. I can't just hide with the rifle squads. They're the only ones who can take them on. Also, the engineering squad. I think I'll start moving closer to the tanks. I mean, if they cannot maintain control of their tanks, I want to be in a position where I can basically try to take a shot at them down. Shit, can't see a goddamn thing. Can see a tank. And the squads are retreating. There's so many casualties we can't get rid of the suppression anymore. At least they'll be fairly well protected now. Don't want to fire more. He's not going to be able to do much because he's routed. Retreating, pinned, sure. Routed, no. It'll take at least one turn to get their shit back together. And if the two infantry squads who are able to attack move on us, we need all the help we can get. Right. I think we're coming to an end to the scenario soon. There's still 5 turns left, but the fighting will have to end soon, one way or another. Right, he chose to attack the machine gun. He's firing quite a bit at it too. Okay, good thing I saved my shots. Right. Definitely causing me trouble. But he's firing everything he has with his tanks. So we have a good opportunity to try to make some assaults on them. Might not actually lead to anything really, but at least we have a chance. Not you. We're not exactly doing great, but we're pushing them back again. Yeah, with a couple of extra casualties, so I'm not too worried about them being able to do much. I'd like to at least click the bastard's armor a little bit. So what can we do? Weren't there more tanks here? And he's retreating. Okay. Not bad. Good. 2 good ready tanks. Rifle squad ready for action. No, ready for action. 2 rifle squads ready for action. Suka team ready for action. Suka team not quite ready, but can do something, and I think we should try to ping it a little bit. Didn't work. I think we want to make an assault on it. Because the other one is already in retreat, it probably will get its shit together. Doesn't really matter. We don't need all that much to suppress this one though, I would wager at least. Quite a lot of infantry, they're mostly routed and retreating. Let's just go in and see what we can do. Not hit it, that's apparently clear. Can we button it up at least? No. Because tank is apparently too slippery of an opponent for us. We can't even shoot at it. Yeah, that was god awful. Can you do something? Yes, ready for action. This might be a command unit of some sort. It didn't give two shits about our firing at it. You can probably see us. Probably. But I need more actually units moving north. So need their infantry squads to be unable to contribute to the fighting. Bit risky doing this, but I don't see a choice. Even more bazooka teams up there. They're not gonna be useful here at all. I see that. So either the fighting is gonna be decided what's happening one way or another. And the tank is still moving slowly forward. Let him move slowly forward. Is that it? Could go a little bit forward and try to crash their morale. That needs actual casualties, and I'm not getting them. There we go. Ah, shit. Where exactly is the artillery coming in? I moved my troops a little bit, so I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this is a little bit too close. Bazooka team with no ammunition got destroyed. Bazooka team with ammunition got destroyed. Retreating infantry got decimated. There's just no anti-tank capability up north. None whatsoever. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck was that? I think I accidentally ended my own turn. Fuck. So that was a misclick that basically could end us losing the entire fight. Yep, because it stores the clicks. So now I've missed 2 turns in a row. I actually tried to click on the preferences instead of going to the next turn. But yeah, 2 turns where I haven't done anything. Well, that just happened. Yeah, they've gathered their courage now and are re-assaulting even the south because of that. Oh, fuck me. And the recoilless cannons are shooting at worthless targets. My infantry is being decimated. No one's attacking the tanks. No one's trying to suppress the tanks. Oh, for God's sake, this is god awful. Hopefully I only clicked once on the next turn button, otherwise it's pretty bad. Right. Supposed to click preferences. See if I accidentally click something else. Clicked. There's probably a quick key for this. If I just accidentally click that, doesn't really matter. Oh, that was horrible. And yeah, I can't do anything. These are suppressed to shit. There's about a platoon of tanks that can operate normally. But again, that's the only thing there is. Not saying that's not a problem. Saying that's not a problem we can't possibly overcome to some extent. Right, so what can we see? They're more or less being turned back. The infantry is having trouble doing anything anymore. We might be able to destroy the tank there. Okay, let's look at the south first. They're ready as they're retreating. You cannot function anymore. Ooh, there's a machine gun rushing at us. Those things aren't exactly able to sneak up on you, so if they get this close without you shooting at them, that's pretty goddamn bad. destroyed. Right. And Mr. Recoilless has been shooting God knows what. Are very few now. It's not like there's tanks here to shoot at though. And there's a ready target, so I guess it's still okay to shoot at these. Yeah, the tanks are so far up north that there's no way the recoillers are able to do much. Well, technically they're within range, though. They're not exactly great targets to shoot at, but I still think it's better to shoot at the tanks than not shoot at shoot at the infantry that can be taken care of with other troops. Is that it? Yeah, we're not in too big of a bigger problem here, but the two wasted turns are really a big problem now. More or less we've been sitting still and replenishing on our own morale. Which isn't the worst possible thing you can do, but it's not exactly. Maybe I'll just stay here. We can offer suppression fire when we need it. And there's one positive thing that's happened because of this. They're sort of all moved past this, so there's no good line of fire as the southern groups moving up anymore. Our real problem is the infantry here, so without a doubt they can see me. But on the positive side, if we can take these flags again, the tanks will probably rush to retake them. They'll have to rush south anyway, no matter what. There are no targets up north for them to really attack. Right. So the only question is, can we deal with the tanks somehow? I think we have a couple of infantry squads and a couple of engineering squads nearby, so the firepower to take it on is there. I sort of want this. I was worried about this. They're not in bad enough of a shape, so they can easily react to our infantry moving closer. Survivors disperse. Oh, isn't that a shame? Buttoned up. Yes. Problem is we can't really take the engineering squads, or we can only take the engineering squads to the target only through one route. And that puts them in a vulnerable position. Yeah, that's a lot of infantry coming our way. Shoot or cover your own ass. Cover our own ass. The infantry will take some time to reach us anyway. He didn't react to the enemy coming there though, so we might be able to charge him. Mobilize. Yeah. That's a big deal. Because the tank groups are at a different command structure. But now they're starting to get casualties too. Also increased infantry coming our way, so we probably should move troops to encounter. Can you shoot at them? Yeah, they're right in the area where you can. Okay. Okay. Am I bombarding something? Yeah, that's fine. I'll drop. artillery here, it's not gonna be risking anything. This is more of a precaution that there's still additional full infantry squads coming our way. There's only 2 turns left, so they have a rapid out that they can pull out of their ass. Now's the time to do it. If we get lucky, we might be able to take down a tank or 2. We can certainly contest the northern flags. The tanks aren't that great, and they'll be moving a lot and firing a lot, so they won't have huge amount of action. They seem to be more or less kind of just sitting on the northern areas, though. How the fuck are you ready? They've suffered huge amount of casualties in the light, but they're still ready. Ready for action. Okay, I think that more or less seals the deal. Can you shoot at anything? No. Not a single hit on a tank either. That's wonderful. It's a very unlikely to hit, but if it does, it would go a long way in helping us. Not gonna destroy the target by any means, but an anti-tank weapon hitting a tank is never a good thing for the tank. Yeah, they're trying to go through the swamp to get these flags. They're probably the closest by. But if we can contest the northern flags, that will probably cause them to change facing again. Okay, 1 hex too close. I just want to force them to actually come to these flags. That's it. We have multiple anti-tank units moving in. Not sure they can do all that much, but they're moving in. They're starting to get their courage back. That's what I'm about. Just why I'm firing at them. Right. And they got their courage back. Retreating and routed. Full squads right next to us, so I'm definitely saving shots. They're gonna rush at us. We need those shots. Okay. You getting your shit together? No? Yeah, I don't see much more we can do. We can more or less hope for the best, that also that they don't just drive their tanks to here. That's pretty much it. Last turn or 2 of the game. Yeah, they can, even if they drive us away from the south, they don't have the turns to actually take the flags anymore. The center is gonna be annihilated on the North Koreans front, so the northern group had some luck. And no one's doing any reaction fire. So Yeah, the idea wasn't terrible, but no one is in any form to actually do anything anymore. Yeah, these guys are not gonna do shit. Well, this guy could, at least. We could get a couple of guys within firing range. Problem is, we're sort of gotten enough casualties that that's not really working either anymore. This could be the last turn. Okay, let's do an assault. That was terrible. And we're retreating. And the engineering squad retreats. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen here anymore. Might be able to get a shot or two at the tank, but at this distance the chance to hit is pretty much zero. Right. Can we even see targets anymore? This mission is sort of bothering me, because I think the big reason why we are in a situation where this is probably a marginal victory or defeat of some in some direction is because we lost those 2 turns right at the critical time because of a misclick or a thought fart or something. I have no idea what the hell was happening there. Either way, fighting didn't decide it. At the same time, they were. I mean, the enemy up north was in the stronger position there, so it could have very easily gone that way anyway. So I'm not too mad about it. They're moving to the southern flags, but why? There's no way they can reach them. Not sure it matters, not like I can do all that much anyway. There's just a couple of pin squads shooting at each other. No one can really do any major offensive assaults anymore. Right, so this should be the end. This is a marginal something. Rightfully so, I'd say. Now if I'd have to decide things, I'd definitely move more anti-tank capability up north. The recoilless positioned on the southern front is a total waste. They can't do anything there. I think they could be in a position if you would give up the front. So allow the tanks to come through there and then try to come from north, south and center to try to get the casualties. But I think, generally speaking, that's not a good strategy because it can backfire easily. If something goes a little bit wrong, there's nothing you can do anymore. I mean, here things went wrong for us, but because we contested things for long enough, it doesn't really matter. We still got to keep most of our things. So this is more or less, I guess, we're fighting for the last few points. I'm guessing the game keeps going because things were contested at least a little bit. So it could still shift either way. I don't see us assaulting the north though. We might be able to suppress a tank or two, but we can't push through them. That isn't happening. I'm not sure what exactly we could do. Desperation shots at the tanks. Might be better to just save my own ass at this point instead of shooting at the north. Yeah, a little bit of suppression isn't gonna hurt. Right. We have been routed. Still, we have a couple of infantry squads in good health holding the center, so we're not gonna lose it by any means. It's just they don't have the capability of doing things either. They have a few squads that they've gotten under control, but they're under control. They're not in a condition to mount any offensive actions. They're more or less just deciding are they gonna shit their pants this turn or are they going to hold still and maybe fire once or twice. They're not moving anywhere. Right, we can't do shit. We probably should more or less hold our position. Alternatively, try to sneak someone up there, but I don't see that working. I think we might be able to try to sneak up on a single enemy tank, but that's it. And running away is not a good idea in a heavy firefight. Uh, yeah, marginal victory for us though. You have won a marginal victory and suffered moderate losses. The enemy forces are broken, but leave the field of battle in the So not a total catastrophe, but I feel there's definitely a solid victory you can pull out of that one. It's just that the initial placement of the troops is very questionable. I feel the recoilists especially should have, because they're the only long-range anti-tank capability you have. It makes no sense to just put them in the south because of exactly that. If the enemy tanks don't come near you, your entire main anti-tank capability on the long range is gone, and you did nothing good. You can shoot at some infantry targets. It's a waste of the weapon system. So I'd like to play some of these scenarios in a way, or at least have it as an option, where you can place your own troops however you want and try to play it in a different manner. I feel it would also increase the replayability of these things. Having the option to just have a very static set, and I mean, I understand why it is there. It's trying to mimic how things went to the extent the game can, but it's a game fundamentally. So have a big bright red option button there to do manual deployment of your forces. I don't even want to buy my own forces. Although, if you want to do that, I don't understand why you wouldn't have the fantasy battle version of this. Basically, have your set amount of points you can use and buy anything to see how things would have gone if you would have different force options and the like. Again, it's a game, so I don't see a reason why you shouldn't be allowed to play with those options.